What do you want to achieve? What do you want? What do you want your life to look like? And if it doesn't look like that at the moment, what do you need to do differently? It's been suggested by the experts, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result, that's called insanity. So if you don't want to go insane, what are you going to do differently than you are now? What's the different headspace, attitude, habits, living standards that you have to have a different life? And I always ask that question. Healthy, fit, strong people do different things than weak, fat and diseased people. Very successful, financially wealthy, financially secure people do different things than poor people who are struggling for money. People who have great relationships do very different things than people that are stuck in horrible, yucky relationships. So what do you need to do differently if you want your life to change? And it's been suggested again by the experts that the comfort zone, when you're comfortable, when everything is average and safe and okay, that you'll never achieve because you're comfortable. It's been suggested then that if you live in a Western country, you've got to do stuff to get out of your comfort zone, because we live in a place where being poor still means you have a house, you have a car, you've got a television, you can still eat food. The countries where people really struggle for money and they're really struggling to stay alive are usually the people, because when you hit rock bottom, that's when you need to change, because obviously you're going to die and the human body wants to survive. So your endocrine system, your hormones will do everything possible to make sure that you survive. So you get out of that really bad place so that you can live. But if you're in a comfy place, if everything's okay, very rare to become successful, to achieve all the things that you want to achieve, because I'm comfortable right now. So what do you need to do to make sure that you are out of your comfort zone? So I get out in the cold, I get out in the hot, I have a cold shower out here on a regular basis under the hose. I dig really hard in the garden, so I get really puffed. I lift really heavy, because everything I do to get out of my comfort zone, if I'm comfortable, nothing changes. If I'm comfortable, I don't stimulate my brain. If I'm not learning anything, I don't stimulate my brain. Well, people go, it's hard to learn. Yes, it is, but guess what happens when you learn? Apart from the fact that you know more stuff, your brain's more effective, so your life is better. So how do you make sure every day, and this is just a personal thing that I do every single day, what are you going to do today, Rowie? What have you done today to get out of your comfort zone? And if something feels uncomfortable and I go, oh, that's pretty hard or that's pretty tough, that's when I do it. So one of my fun rural things, I'm not a big fan of mice or rats or rodents. Definitely not a fan of dead animals. But where I live, there's lots of them. They get run over by cars, they come into your house in the winter because they're cold, and some of them die inside your house. And I used to scream and call my husband, but not anymore because I'm a rural woman. So to get out of my comfort zone, I pick up the rat, or I pick up the mouse, or I get rid of the dead animal. My dogs, they live in the country and they love to chase rabbits, and often they'll dismember a rabbit, and I don't want that poor rabbit to be sitting out, so I will do something with it if the dogs haven't eaten it already. I know that all sounds very odd, but I don't want to be comfortable. I want to do things that stretch my brain, that make me feel uncomfortable, that make me learn, that make me better, that make me fitter, that make me stronger. So cold showers and missing a few meals and exercising really hard are all things that make you tougher. And we now live in a world where most people live in air-conditioned air. They stay inside. They never get hot. They never get cold. They never puff. They never lift heavy. They never overcome challenges, because now, and it's going to be a really interesting world we live in, because people don't even think for themselves anymore. They ask a robot. They ask AI, what should I do? How does it work? How about figure it out for yourself? Do everything you possibly can first to figure it out for yourself. And then if you can't do it, get some help. Ask a robot, ask AI, go to Dr. Google. But how about use your own brain first? Because the real challenge, if you stay in your comfort zone and you don't use your brain and you don't use your muscles and you don't get puffed to get fit, so your heart and lungs get unfit, your body wastes away, your body rots away. You get Alzheimer's and dementia because your brain rots away. You get a horrible, yucky, sick, diseased, fat, old, rotten body, and I can't put it any other way, and I want it to sound disgusting, because that's what happens if you stay in your comfort zone. You don't stay the same, things get worse. So fresh air, sunshine, get fit, get strong, overcome challenges, have a cold shower, skip a few meals, do stuff that makes you tougher and stronger. And of course, you don't have to do that. I'm talking to myself now. But I don't want to be a weak person, and I'm sick of dealing with weak people. And I don't know about you, but I have to deal with them every day. People who give up, it's too hard, I can't do it, it's too complicated, it's too cold, it's too hot. Well, if you don't have a tough, strong body, you'll always give up. You'll get into the habit of giving up. You'll become a loser. I can't put it any other way. You will never win if you're soft and weak and fat and diseased and frail. If you don't want to overcome challenges, you will never change. If you stay in your comfort zone, you'll stay the same as you are now. Now, if you're really happy with how you are now, that's awesome. But also remember that you don't stay the same. If you're not challenging your body, it doesn't stay the same. It gets older and fatter and sicker and weaker. If you don't like the way your life is at the moment, if you're not happy, if you're not fit, if you're not strong, if you're not financially free and you are struggling for money, if you've got a lousy, stinking, rotten job and you don't want to stay there anymore, you can't stay there in that headspace, that comfort zone, and expect things to change. You have to do something different. So every day, what will you do if you want things to be better, to get out of your comfort zone, to learn, to train, to educate, to get better, to get fitter, to get stronger? Because is there any other way to live your life to the max? Super duper doo, how are you? Check out the snow on the mountain. It's bloody freezing. I love it. Woohoo!